Even if you are not using those words while reading, there is a monologue in our head, and I highlight the words which I'm not familiar with.
There is no gravity in dreams, but there's a gravity in our real life. So, Inception,
I
I
need
have
to
learned
think
from
about it. Yes, from the movie Inception. Yeah, it is a thought-provoking movie. It will make you think about so many things.
Yes, yes,
Yes, I
yes.
I would say The Brothers Karamazov by Fyodor Dostoevsky. Uh,
Uh-huh.
it is very thought-provoking. And another book is The Kite Runner by Khalid Hosseini. It is about Afghanistan and people of Afghanistan.
Yes. So, can you please introduce about yourself?
Sure. My name is Dawson, and I am from Bihar. I recently graduated with English honors, and to pay my bills, I work in a school. My hobbies are playing cricket, watching movies, and I love reading. So this is from my side. What about you?
Yeah, I am Dipali and I'm from Maharashtra. I have completed my post graduation. And apart from this, I run a YouTube channel, English with Dipali. It is my YouTube channel name. And I
Hmm.
also teach online. Can you share your spoken English journey? How did you start your spoken English?
Uh, Actually, the thing is that I belong to a village, so I never wanted to learn English or anything of that thing because there is no environment where we can go and talk. So I was not aware of it, but I was interested in stories, be it Hindi or English. So ever since I was a child, I used to read a lot of storybooks and I used to watch movies a lot. And that's how I was able to understand whenever people were talking, or I could understand people talking, listening to their conversation. So when I was in class 11th, I had joined this English class for my
Mhm.
grammar classes, and there I got introduced to so many people who were speaking in English. So it was a new thing for me, and that's
Mhm.
how I got to know that we can talk and we can chat in English too. So my
Mhm.
exposure started from that place, and since then I kept on engaging in different form of media as I
Mhm.
loved the stories.
Mhm.
I listened to podcast, I read storybooks,
Wow,
and
amazing.
in general books. Yeah, this is how I was able to, I just surrounded myself, with the
Mhm.
language.
You have
I
created your
changed the
own environment in English.
yes, you can say that because uh, when I was in class 10th or 9th, my media consumption, the main language of it was changing, and by the time I was in 11th grade, it had completely changed. I was
Hmm.
consuming more of English content, and I was watching YouTubers from the globe and movies. So, and anime, all of these things were in different languages. But the main theme was English. There were subtitles, and the main language was English too. So this
Yes.
is
So
how
are
I
you
learned it.
English school or English medium school students? English medium students.
No, no, no. I told you I'm from a village, so my family couldn't send me to an expensive school. I was brought up here in my village, and I went to a Hindi medium school. But I always was interested in English. Especially stories. It was not the language itself, but stories. Stories were my reason to explore this language.
Yes, and you have also mentioned that you used to watch lots of movies. Can you please tell me top five movies that you have watched, or you can tell me top three movies as well that you have watched?
Yes, there are so many to choose, just five. I mean, ever since I was a kid, this medium was you could say that the main form where I used to engage myself. My uncles, my cousins, we used to sit a lot and we just watch movies a lot. So if I had to pick five, my current favorite would be there is this Indian movie called Three of Us,
Mm-hmm.
Past Lives, Tumbad is one of them,
Mm-hmm.
Interstellar, and I love Wes Anderson. So I got to
Ah,
add one movie of him. Fantastic Mr. Fox. It is an animated movie. So these
yeah,
are my current top five. It changes all the time. You know, like
it
it
is
doesn't
amazing.
stay that.
Yeah, I
Hmm?
have watched that movie Interstellar. It is amazing. One of my friends told me that movie, so I have watched that movie. Science fiction movie. It is a science fiction movie, right?
Yes, yes. I love
Is
science
it?
fiction.
Yeah.
I
Have
forgot
you
to
seen
mention
this
Arrival.
movie? Uh
Yeah,
huh.
sorry. There is this movie called Arrival. It is one of, I could say, top. It is in my top five. I forgot to mention why, because of the theme, and it is about language. That
Hmm.
movie is about language. You should watch it. It is top notch.
Yes. I have also seen one movie, and I'm not remembering that movie name right now. And that movie is you need to watch that movie in reverse. That movie.
Inception. Inception it is.
Inception, yes, it's Inception.
Yes,
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 it
yes.
is amazing movie.
Yeah,
I
I
have
have
seen.
seen it.
Yes, how was that
Yes, I
movie?
have
Did
also.
you like this movie?
Yeah, of course, it is amazing. Whatever that I think the director name is Christopher Nolan. I hope I'm saying his name correctly. He makes some
Uh-huh.
of the most amazing movies. I think Interstellar was directed by him. Even the
Yes.
current movie Oppenheimer. So I have seen
Mhm.
almost every movie of him.
I do not have a more idea about the director of that movie, but I have seen that
Yes.
movie, and it becomes very difficult to understand that movie well, because the thing is that
Yes,
you need
it
to watch
can
that
be
movie towards the
it
end to the
can be
end.
confusing. It can be confusing because of the way Christopher uses the time mechanism. In
Yes,
every take any example of his movie, there is always something to do with time.
yes,
And
yes,
science fiction is, of course, very interesting. And
yes.
I'm a very rational person. I don't believe in religion, but I do believe in science. I'm not a very smart person, so whenever I'm thinking, my head hurts. So yeah, but I try to be rational all the time, or most of the time.
Yeah, and I think and I believe that gravity doesn't exist in your dreams.
In our dreams, I'm not sure about it. Gravity is a concept that I cannot teach you about, or I cannot describe.
There is no gravity in dreams, but there's a gravity in our real life. So, Inception,
I
I
need
have
to
learned
think
from
about it. Yes,
Inception.
from the movie Inception. Yeah, it is. It is a thought-provoking movie. It will make you think about so many things.
Yes, yes. So, can you please mention top two that you have read recently?
Recently, yes,
Yes.
I would say The Brothers Karamazov by Fyodor Dostoevsky. Uh,
Uh-huh.
it is very thought-provoking. And another book is The Kite Runner by Khalid Hosseini. It is about Afghanistan and people of Afghanistan, but he uses fiction in such a manner where you are able to understand what those people are going through and
Mhm.
just human nature. I mean, both of
Mhm.
these books had huge impact. I read it recently, both of these books, and especially the
Mhm.
Brothers Karamazov. Both of these
Mhm.
books are completely different from each other. And uh, should I talk about it?
Yeah, sure. Why not, please? Yeah.
So the Brothers Karamazov is written by Fyodor Dostoevsky. He's a he's a Russian author and one of, you could say, top authors of English literature, or in general literature. He wrote his book in English, but the books have been translated in different languages. And the book is really thought provoking. It is about religion, about having a father in your life, and it is about faith, religion, and just about human nature. So it made me think about how I actually see my life and how important a father is in our life. So it made me think a lot.
Yes.
Do you read on ebooks or do you prefer physical media?
I also read books as well, and also if it is available online on audio form, so then I also listen to that books as
Yes,
well. I
yes,
have,
yes. You can
yeah.
find it on the internet. It is available.
Mhm.
It's a very popular book, but I would say that the themes are very heavy.
Mhm.
I should warn you about the themes are very heavy, and if you are ready to accept it, only then you should read it. Otherwise, it can be heavy
Sometimes
sometimes.
we need to challenge
Reading.
ourselves as well.
Yeah, of course, you should read challenging books. That's the thing. You should not be reading all the time the things you feel comfortable, right? To go and expose yourself to media which will make you think and make you think about your life and all those existential questions.
Yes. Yes. So how do you read book? Like, do you want to know the concept? Do you want to learn grammar, or do you want to know the story? How do you read book? What is the
Well,
style of
my
reading?
goal is very simple. It is, if I'm interested in a story, only then I read a book, and it is for my entertainment. Of course,
Hmm.
there are so many things which comes along with entertainment, and the way I choose a book is because if I like an author, I try to read more from him or her. And if I'm into a particular genre, then I try to expose myself and see whether I can try something else too. So I go with classic because classics are very, you could say that they are challenging, along with that, most of the time you will find them thought provoking. So my both of these needs are fulfilled, and I'm entertained as hell. So this is how I choose books.
Yeah. So are you introvert person or extrovert person?
I would say I'm the middle one. I like to stay in my room, but I
Ambivert.
also like to hang out.
Yeah,
Yes. No, I don't
ambivert.
know the word, but I like to hang out with my friends. But I'm not the that kind of person who will go randomly and approach a stranger and start the conversation. So even this is new to me, and I'm getting used to writing mails to others and inviting them on my channel. So yeah, this is quite fascinating thing, right?
Speaking with online and speaking with people online, it actually make you extrovert. What do you think on this?
Of course, of course, of course it does. You are able to approach people, I think, with more confidence,
Mm-hmm.
right? I know
Mm-hmm.
that this is more comfortable than real life. I mean, we don't have to be in somebody else's presence, but this is still challenging, and especially
Yeah.
for people who likes to stay in their own zone. But this is fun, right? It is not always
Yes.
fun, but when you are
Yeah.
trying to learn something or putting yourself in a difficult situation, then definitely there is going to be some outcome
Yeah.
from it.
Yes. If you are connecting with people, if you are not learning anything, you will build your confidence. You will know the
Of-
people as well. So you will also
Hmm,
get their point of views as well. Like right now we are speaking, so I
definitely.
am getting your ideas as well. I got to know
Hmm.
that you are reading lots of books, and it is provoking me. Dipali, you are not reading lots. You can start reading.
No, 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 I don't care if people read or not. I'm not exposing that. I'm not, putting pressure on you that you should be reading. No, no, no. I don't want to be that annoying person. If you like to read, then definitely you should read. I don't impose my philosophies on others. That's what I
But
told you.
you
That's
know,
the
like
reason I like to.
yeah, it is
Yes.
nice that if you start reading, because I have seen those who are good in communication, they actually read and they are wise. And how we become wise because of reading a lot. And I
Yeah.
know that.
I won't call myself a wise person, but definitely it helps you in communication. You are able to come with different ideas, and you are able to express your views in different manners, right?
Yes. So definitely we learn new vocabulary as well when we read a books. Right. So how do
Mhm.
you learn new vocabulary? How do you use that new vocabulary in your conversation?
Well, some I think there is a monologue going in our head all the time, even while you are reading it. Even if you're
Yes.
not reading it loud, there is this
Mhm.
monologue going. And my simple fundam this is what I believe. If I'm reading something and I'm not able to comprehend it, I just let
Mhm.
it be there. I don't go and look for that word. I try to
Mhm.
guess a meaning in context of that sentence. And I
Uh-huh.
think because of that reason, I am able to use same word in different contexts. Do you get my point?
Mhm. You
And
you
when I'm done,
actually try to use a different the same word in a different concept and different sentences, and you practice that
yes,
word
yes.
along with sentences.
I,
It is
I
main
won't
thing.
say I won't say I practice, but it is there. I just said that monologue is going around. Even if you are not using those words while reading, there is a monologue in our head, and I highlight the words which I'm not familiar with, but I don't
Mhm.
look for that word immediately. I complete the book first or that chapter, then I go online and find the words, and I think this is the way I'm able to connect the dots, that this is what I had guessed and this is the
Yes.
actual meaning of it.
And do you actually prefer synonyms of the same words if you want to
Yes, yes,
learn
that's what
any
I
word
do. I
better?
never translate. I never translate a word in Hindi. I think this
Hmm.
is one of the reason why I'm able to express my ideas better than I used to. I don't actually look for the Hindi meaning, but a similar word, or I look at the usage of that word, right? And
Hmm.
now we have different platforms where you don't have to actually search for it. Just put your words, and they will provide you with everything. For example,
Yeah.
Chat GPT and artificial intelligence. So,
Yeah.
of course, these are helpful.
Earlier it was time consuming, but right now it is not.
Yes,
You
yes,
can in
it
a
is
minute
not.
within a click. Yeah, it is
Mhm.
amazing. And thank you so much for joining this session and giving your prestigious time.
Thank
If
you,
you have
thank
any
you.
advice and if you want to share anything, you can share me. You can ask me, please.
Uh, well, I don't have any advice to share, but I would say if you want to learn a language, any language, just surround yourself with that, the four components: listening, speaking, writing, and reading. That's how you are going to learn it. And I want to thank you for asking me to join you, and I hope we can do more sessions like this. So thank you,
Yeah.
Dipali.